Buenas tardes, and welcome to another Godfather Minute. I'm Alex.
And I'm Andy.
And we are the Godfather Minute Brothers. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
You're ready to talk about some exciting minute of the Godfather?
It gets more exciting every minute I'm in it.
You think that's true? Does it build up? Does it get more exciting?
Well, so far it has been. I can't think of any dips, really.
I
can think of a couple, yeah.
I can think of some
I take
dips.
it back.
I'm afraid of.
Well, I said dips, not drips. Dips and Dripz. There's the name of the episode.
There you go. Write that down
Boom.
so we don't forget.
Done.
So today we're talking about minute 63 of The Godfather. I'm writing down, what is it? Dips and
Dips
drips?
and Drips.
Dips and dips.
Drips.
So today we're talking about minute 63, which would be minuto numero 63.
Tre.
Oh,
That's it.
So close.
Yeah.
63.
You got it.
I like the 60s. 60 is a good 60.
It's an easy one to remember.
Yeah. We're talking about minute 63. 63 of The Godfather. And it's a pretty uneventful minute. It's mostly Mikey wandering around the hospital, trying to find anyone who works there. Mm-hmm. And it ends when he's at the card table outside the Don's room.
Mm-hmm. Did you say card table?
Card table?
Oh, I didn't notice that. There was a card table.
I was reading through the script, and it said that there was a card table set. That was where the bodyguards are supposed to be waiting. That's for the...
Yeah, I figured that. I didn't know it was a card table.
Well, just, a foldable
Oh,
table.
okay.
Yeah, I don't... Not...
Did they refer to it in the script as a card table?
I think so. I can double check, but...
That would make sense because I'm guessing two guards that Tessio and Clemenza put on duty there to guard him would be playing cards. Because that's probably...
There's a special card table set up there with the newspaper.
Okay.
But no detectives, no police, no bodyguards.
Yeah.
There you go. So he was supposed to be having police and bodyguards protecting him.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So...
I think that would be I was just wondering if that would be an easy gig, and therefore you have time and you can let your guard down and play cards, or whether that's play hearts like Frankie, or if that's a tough gig because Sollozzo's men didn't get the job done, so you got to be on high alert because that's the key. No, that's the key for Sollozzo. Kill and pop.
I don't know. I mean, I guess my gut was to say it would be an easy job because you basically have to just sit in one place. I mean, I guess if anyone suspicious shows up, but it's very limited as to what things you don't have to like watch the window as far as we know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they had guys inside too, but
in the book, Tessio talks about how they don't have to worry about him being poisoned while he's there, because he's being fed intravenously, not through the hospital food. Yeah. That's perfect. We don't have to worry about poison.
Well, I mean, it's not. Yes and no. But can't you take like a syringe and put it in the the IV too? Then there wouldn't even be.
Who sounds like one of Sollozzo's men now?
I was saying then there wouldn't even be any like physical. There wouldn't even be like a pinhole in the person. You know what I mean? There would be just be a.
Yeah.
Can they find that? You watch CSI Miami. Do they find like if someone gets injected with a needle, can they find a specific needle spot?
The CSI Miami crew would not be able to because they're too busy partying on the strip. I'm not sure. Probably. I think so because I think they look for that kind of stuff. Puncture wounds. And they do full tox screens.
Yeah, suspicion. Well, then it'll look like the hospital killed him. Then they could do even better. So,
the coroner.
Perfect. We can kill him in the hospital. Looks like they did it.
The coroner brings in Hagen and the family. Says, "I have terrible news. Don Corleone was poisoned by Sanka. His blood was 80% Sanka.
Dr. Stay's orange. His blood was all orange.
it actually turned his red blood cells to orange blood cells.
Oh man, he's a
You know
little
what
jittery. Wait, is it Sanka decaf or
It
not?
is, yeah,
We
that's
do,
right.
okay,
He
yeah,
became
so-
so relaxed. He actually didn't get shot. He was just totally sedated from all the
He
decaf.
fell asleep.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm glad we called back to Sanka.
Sanka. So this hospital, the interiors were filmed. We covered yesterday that the exterior was filmed at the Bronx. The interior was filmed at the New York Eye and Ear Infirmary, which is on 14th Street and 2nd Avenue. Still there.
Where? 14th?
14th Street and 2nd.
Oh, okay.
I've passed by it.
I've definitely passed by it, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's odd, though. Are you saying they got Pop's ears and eyes, too? Not just shot him in the
His
back?
ears popped. Yeah, I guess they wanted to. I don't know, I can't think of a joke to do.
I got
with it.
one.
Go ahead.
So he passed out because he wasn't drinking caffeinated coffee. And he's got this ear infection. And that's why the loud noises is like, Pop, wake up, Pop, come on, Pop. He can't hear them to wake up because he's got this ear infection too. And that's why he's in the ear hospital.
So once they clear out his ears, then they can just wake him up by making a loud noise.
Exactly.
Wow. It's, well, actually, one of the things I was going to say, well, let me finish up about the hospital there. It's still open as an eye and ear infirmary. It's one of the it's one of the finest ear and eye things in the world.
Whoa.
In fact, hundreds of students apply every year and they only take 7 ophthalmology students every year.
Wow.
And only 4 otolaryngology, which I'm assuming is ears and throat.
Yeah. Well, for those students, if you can pronounce it, they accept you.
That's part of the entrance.
Yeah.
It's part of the entrance.
Only 3 people every year can pronounce that correctly.
I'm surprised ears and eyes go in the same building.
And one throat. What is it? Ear, nose, and ENT. Ear, nose, and throat.
Well, the place is just ear and eye.
You're right.
So
Yeah.
I'm assuming ear usually covers the other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
there's a stronger connection between ear, nose, and throat.
Yeah.
Eyes.
It's the same thing with dentists.
What about them?
Where does the dentist job end and the doctor's job begin?
As far as dental medicine?
Yeah, like
goes?
where's the line in your mouth where it's like, oh, if it's past this line, that's the dentist's job.
Oh, physically, what's the
where's
distance?
Why aren't teeth just included in doctors?
Yeah, it is odd, isn't it? You go to a unique school dentistry.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing some doctors, non-dentist doctors, work on oral teeth-related things like oral surgery and stuff.
I don't know.
That's not the realm of a dentist.
Isn't oral surgery isn't that a subcategory of dentist?
Oh, I don't think so.
If I was the head of the dentist union, I would definitely want oral surgery on my side because you want to get as much as you can.
You want to keep those jobs for your guys.
Yeah, you want. Anyway, if there's any ophthalmologists or any otolaryngologists out there, please let us know.
Say it again.
OTO.
Oto.
Laryngology.
Laryngology.
I guess it's like what laryngitis.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Otolaryngology. Hey, they accepted me.
Oh, congratulations! You're now an ear doc.
A lot of money in them wisdom teeth removals.
August 1st, 1820. That's the last thing they opened up the ear and eye infirmary there.
So I'm guessing that the hospital now does not look like that.
I think I think there's like different wings, like as they build a new facility and then they use the old one for like offices and stuff like that. So I'm guessing this is in the older building. That's what else.
But if this was shot in the 70s, it's probably been updated since then, right?
Yeah, right.
Should be too bad. I want all of the Godfather sets to be preserved forever.
I think it's still there. I think the old building is still there.
But if you were to walk down the halls of that wing, would it look like that?
Well, that's what I was going to bring up is how primitive like old hospitals look. Like later on when they go into the office, the room when you see the Don sitting there, just like 2 IVs and a little side table. Like there's no other machines. There's no other.
No, is it crazy?
Do you think people in the future will look back at our stuff and say the same thing? Go, oh, look how like dirty and old it looks like.
Probably.
Well, I guess we feel kind of that way when you go to hospitals now. know what I mean?
Well, they're so nice now. It's funny you should bring this up. So my wife's father was an anesthesiologist.
Wait, your white father?
My wife's father.
Oh, okay.
He was white.
Your father-in-law.
My father-in-law. For my father-in-law.
Yeah.
He was an anesthesiologist, and he used to complain to my wife that modern hospitals put too many funds into making hospitals
Look nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually made them look like homes and put artwork in there. And it's an interesting perspective because that my instincts would be like, oh, that's a dumb argument because you'd want it to be comfortable, but maybe you want to keep it institutional looking and put those funds into the actual health care.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can see what you mean because that would seem to make like you don't really care what it looks like as long as they get the job done.
Yeah.
But I could also see like if you're visiting someone in the hospital and it's like dirty and gray and gross, you'd be like, oh, but if next time I'm sick, I'm not coming to this hospital because it just looks, people we judge by appearances all the time. So
yeah. Well, no, and I'm not saying gross, and he wasn't saying
disgusting,
good, all dirty
smears and he's an anesthesiologist. His patients don't really have much of a say in it.
They don't complain very much.
Yeah, I think the most his patients ever say is 10, 9.
64.
Have you ever been under anesthesia?
Yeah, I've had my wisdom teeth removed when I was in high school, I think, and I counted like 5, 4, and I was out.
I had my wisdom teeth out in high school, and I remember like kind of like waking up in the middle of it.
Really?
Yeah, but you're still numb and everything.
Yeah,
but I really felt like I was like a like my mouth was like the hood of a car. Like the hood of the car was open and they were all fiddling around with the motor and stuff. I was just kind of like, oh, yeah. But I felt awesome. But it was just weird to wake up in the middle of it and be like, oh, what's going on?
And then you overheard my father-in-law saying, "See, if they put more money into quality healthcare, this patient would not be waking up now."
Yeah, that was pretty much what happened.
So what else we got about the hospital? Tonight.
Well, it's the first time I ever noticed that.
Me too.
I wonder if like maybe the Blu-ray they remixed it or something. I think the version we have is taken from the Blu-ray, which I've never seen.
Okay,
so it's possible they might have fiddled with the mix a bit, which is why you noticed stuff that we didn't.
Yeah. So what we're talking about, listeners, is there is this sound like night. I think I always thought it was part of the music of the overlaid music for the actual scene. But it turns out as Mikey's walking around the hospital, he comes across this one kind of loungy looking room, and it's a record skipping. Yeah. And the word "tonight" is being repeated by a man who is on the record. Mm-hmm. And it's creepy.
It is creepy.
Because of the volume, especially because there's no one around, and you've got this skipping record, and it's dark. It's just a dark atmosphere, and there's death, and you're in a hospital, so it's already creepy.
Tonight.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out if to me it sounds like Frank Sinatra, but I couldn't find any information about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if it was Frank Sinatra, they would have had to pay for it, which I'm guessing they probably wasn't. But
yeah. Like Luck Be a Lady Tonight.
Yeah, or it's Christmas time, so they might have been playing like a Christmas record. Anyway, so there you go. So something we didn't notice.
Creepy,
in any other, and especially because all like the workstations, not only is no one there, but no one is. It looks like it was fairly recently, and everyone left in a hurry. It's like a half-eaten sandwich, a cup of coffee, and like
pickle, the pound cake, the coffee. That looked so good, didn't it? That whole little
Although
thing.
by now it's probably stale.
I think the fact that the abandoned meal and coffee cake looked so good added to the feel that it was abandoned quickly. Because who in their right mind would abandon that?
Yeah, because if it was a disgusting, gross sandwich with mayonnaise on it, then you'd be like, like you could see why someone just left it.
The person's just in the other room. The nurse's station with a typewriter in it. Yeah. Abandoned. It's an abandoned hospital.
It is weird that there's no one walking around. Like, I can understand if McCluskey sent home the police and sent home the...
Yeah.
But it seems like weird that there wouldn't be anyone on the whole floor. But maybe that's how things were back then.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like it's nighttime here, so everyone goes home and
Yeah.
leave the patients to fend for themselves. One nurse who loves listening to the same Frank Sinatra record over and over and over again.
That's why she purposely scratched it so it would repeat that one line.
Tonight.
I didn't want to look into it too much, but I wonder if Coppola had deliberately had tonight repeat that word tonight, because this is Michael's, really, tonight is the beginning of his transformation.
I'd buy that.
Yeah. In the book, this is the first time when Michael realizes that his father has been left alone. This is the first time he becomes really angry at to Sollozzo and his people.
Right.
Becomes protective of his father.
Oh, who?
His father-in-law.
His father.
Hey, one more thing about hospitals.
Yeah.
I was always struck by this. So our mother was a nurse, and she used to tell me that things back when she was practicing were so different when people were dying. I don't mean like a car accident and they were trying to save their life, but someone who was elderly and their
Like a
time had
hospice
come.
type situation.
Yeah, but not hospice, just in the regular hospital.
Right, but I mean, like in their last stages.
Yes. That the nurses would just sit with the patients, like, hold their hands and be with them as they died. And she said it was so different because nowadays there's always a scramble to continue to resuscitate, to continue to keep people alive until for much longer, even beyond clearly a quality of life that's worth living, which I know is different. People have different opinions about that, but so interesting. So when I see this hospital scene, this old school hospital, I'm always reminded of that.
Well, it's probably also, it's also probably that we have more resources now than they had back then. You know, what are they going to do? Give them another IV.
Yeah, that's true.
Put on another Frank Sinatra
Yeah, I mean,
record.
it makes sense that it's evolved to be what it is
Yeah.
now, but I don't. Our mothers seem to suggest that it was okay to allow people to go if it was their time, whereas now it's unethical to not do everything in your power to prevent it.
It kind of reminds me of they asked some doctor, like what they did a survey of doctors, and they were almost not unanimously, but the majority of doctors said they didn't want to be like any extreme measures for their own health care because they've seen people recovering from like huge operations, and they're like, you're just not the same afterwards.
Oh boy!
And so they were like, they would go. It's weird that
for their own healthcare.
Yeah, for their own healthcare, they're like, I've seen people recovering from this procedure, and it's you might get you a few more years, but you're like it's so anyway. It's a weird thing to think about. The doctors are like, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
You sell this stuff, but I don't want to use it myself.
Yeah. Well, they say the number one killer of people.
What's that?
Hospitals.
Really?
Yeah.
Somebody should put a stop to that.
They pay to go in, they pray to get out.
Amen.
Hey, one more aspect about the book.
Oh, is the book different than the movie?
Yes.
The book is different than the movie. The book is different than the movie. The book is different. The book is.
One aspect of the book that's different is Puzo doesn't write it, but he suggests that there are some more people in the hospital.
Yeah.
For example, he wrote, let me see if I can just read it. Michael went right through page 121. Oddly enough, nobody stopped him until he reached the nurse's station on the 4th floor, but he strode right past her query and onto his father's room. So it made it sound like there were some people there, but
it's definitely more dramatic to have no one there.
Absolutely, yeah. Another interesting point from the book is Puzo writes, when Michael got out of the cab in front of the French hospital, he was surprised to see da-da-da-da. So the French hospital.
French hospital?
Yeah, I didn't see any other mention of that.
Weird.
Yeah. Sacre bleu. I don't know. I'm not sure what the significance of that.
He went, instead of going to the ear and eye, he went to the tongue, tongue hospital.
Yeah, if you can pronounce, what is it, otolaryngology in French, then you get an honorary degree right away. And one other point about the book is that the Godfather was on the 4th floor, and Michael took the self-service elevator to get there. I don't think we see that in the movie. I think he runs up one flight of stairs. Oh, yeah, and then on his room,
it says 2.
2.
Yeah. Self-service elevator.
Yeah.
Is that I assume means the This is the 40s, so it's still probably the lever and
The union.
close the gate kind of thing.
Yeah, the union elevator operator.
Right, yeah.
Driving you around in that thing.
At my college, one of the buildings had an elevator operator. So you had to go, because we were in New York City, so this thing was like, 10 stories tall or whatever, not like a... And...
before we go on, can I talk about one point about the previous minute?
All right.
It's ironic. I'm going back to the most dull minute that we've analyzed so far, where Mikey and Kay.
I guess that makes this one the most boring.
Yeah, maybe. No, I love minute 63. It's awesome. Him walking through the hospital.
Well, it's a classic case of it being a great scene when you're watching it in the movie, but when you're doing it minute by minute, there's not a lot of meat there.
Yeah, definitely.
So what was the thing from minute 62?
So in the book, Puzo wrote that in that scene where Michael and Kay were in the hotel room, that they made love to each other while wearing their clothes.
Oh.
Because they were so passionate at that moment.
Yeah.
I didn't get the impression that there was a lot of love in the movie between them at that point. Kay was really down.
Yeah, well, maybe it just wasn't very good.
Yeah. Kay even asked Mike in the book, say, hey, when are we getting married? And they're having a lot of fun.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Even in that scene, even though it's right before.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I mean, it was a little sullen, no doubt.
Right.
And she started asking him about the family business.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to see what Kay sees in Mikey. I guess because we see him at the beginning and, look, he's this cool army guy just out of college, whatever. And, but like, I guess most of the time you see them together, like he's being a jerk, so it's hard to figure out why she goes back with him after all that.
Yeah.
At least in the movie. I mean, maybe the book can maybe put a bit more subtlety to it, but
no, they're in love. Clearly in the book, they write about how much they're in love and they love spending time with each other and are talking about their futures together.
And so the follow-up question was going to be what Michael sees in her. But maybe because on some level he's still like that, she's like the symbol of them going like legitimate. Yeah. Like, oh, see, I don't have a Sicilian wife. I have a waspy American wife so that, because we're going to go legitimate. I want someone who's, sophisticated, not some, some housewife.
Yeah.
No offense to Hal. This is not me speaking. This is Michael Corleone.
Al Pacino as Michael Corleone.
Yeah. So I'm all for housewives. Not that women shouldn't be, women should be able to have jobs and all that stuff. Just whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy.
I think you should quit while you're ahead, Al.
This is true. Amen. We don't want to get these broads mad.
Yeah. Anything else about this minute? That's all I got.
No.
Unless we wanted to feature again the Shoot the Turk countdown.
Oh, you got whacked, but we still got the Turk. And this Captain McCluskey, he's a stupid jerk. They're gonna kill Pop so their bank accounts can feel. Sonny, relax. It's business, not personal.
Business, not personal.
We need a plan, and Tessio's our man.
All my arrangements.
Wait a minute. Have a seat, then order your meal. Drink some wine, try the veal.
The best in the city.
Ask for permission, then go to the can. When you come back, you'll have more than your dick in your hand. 2 shots each, you'll be on the next flight to Sicily.
It's perfect for us. They got an old-fashioned toilet.
Shoot the Turk and McCluskey too. How many days until you do? We're counting down. Come count with me. You ain't gonna miss the Turk or Paulie.
I know, I'll take one.
We're counting down in this song. Michael and Enzo can't protect me very long.
For your father.
Shoot the Turk. Yeah, you'll break some laws. But in the morning, you won't have to show cause. We're counting down, so lots of life. Leave the gun, don't upset Clemenza's wife.
The cannoli.
We're counting down, so take your pick. It's no more Salatsu or no more Salatsu tricks.
I'm not that clever.
We're counting down, count with me. No more Salatsu, no more McCluskey.
Why, you little punk?
Shoot the Turk, shoot the Turk. Wait a minute, shoot the Turk, shoot the Turk, shoot the Turk, shoot the Turk. Wait a minute.
How many minutes left, Alex?
Oh boy, I seem to remember it was very far away when we talked about it last week.
It's years away.
Almost.
Michael has to go to Sicily. His father has to bring him back.
I'm gonna say
Sonny has to die. Even Hagen has to die.
What minute does it happen in again? Do you
It's
remember?
minute 90.
Minute 90. So I'm gonna say another 57 minutes.
You're close.
Oh yeah,
What minute is this? 63?
this is 63.
Okay, 63 minus 50 minus 90 carry the so negative 37 minutes?
Negative
27 minutes.
37 minutes. Limit.
So you're gonna rate this episode?
You mean the movie part of it, or
Yes,
our talking
the
about
movie
it?
part of
It's a tough one because, like I said, it's in the context of the overall movie. It's not a bad scene because it's building up tension. You need
Yeah.
those kind of things on a minute by minute basis. It's a little like, okay, I'm gonna go to the restroom and fill my beer. Well, I'm not gonna go fill my beer in the restroom.
It's perfect. They got an old fashioned toilet filled with Pilsner.
I'm still gonna go. I'll give it a 3.
That's what I was hearing from you. A 3, and I agree. 3 agree.
All right, we did it.
Yeah. Well, stick around. We've got some cool stuff for the bonus episode today.
Yeah, we have a bunch of topics we're considering. We haven't decided yet, so
One option is Godfather
Doorbells.
doorbells. No. We talked about that.
Yeah.
We're maybe going to talk about theme parks.
Godfather theme park,
Astrological signs.
astrology.
What else we got?
I thought there was another one. Oh, Dips and Drips.
Dips and Dripz.
It's a new role playing game.
Sounds like a game show. Maybe that'll be it. There's going to be a Godfather game show called Dips and Drips. We'll create that.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's do it.
So until next time, try the veal.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to say stand them up. So what is it?
Try the veal. It's the best in the city.